Well, I finally finished welding the two front wings. Now, there's a 5-part video on my channel of me doing the left passenger side wing, and if you look in the description below, there's a link to part 1 if you want to see that. So when I did this wing, it was much quicker because I decided not to film it because it's already been done on this wing. And so, but what I did do was take a lot of photos, and there's 2 or 3 videos as well. Now when I'm at car shows, I get people talking to me and they say, when's the next video come out, because I'm leaving it a bit too long between videos and they're wondering what's happening. So what I thought I would do is cobble together a video of me doing this wing, and then I can talk over the photos and show the videos. What I learnt in this wing, I applied to this wing, because when I put these patches on this wing, I did it in a slightly different way. So thank you for returning to my channel, and I hope you enjoy. I'm Steve, and welcome to my channel. Right, so I've just rubbed this down. That's the only bit that's got sandblasting, but it's a good indication of this dent, because that's too much filler for me. I'm not going to put that much in there. That's come out pretty good. There's a few low spots there, but a little bit of filler will soon sort that out. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. It's less than half a mil indent there. This is the front right wing, and I've done this yesterday. This was rusty down this part, and the nut was missing. Don't know what happened to that. So I've just welded that yesterday. So this just goes under here. It's a little bit too high, but I can just lift that up and that goes in. And then I'm just going to bend the tabs over once it's in. It does go. Right. So now I can lift that up with my finger and then just bend these over like that. So I painted it because I wanted it to get all under here. I can't do it with this one, but I just painted it anyway. Screwdriver. Just going to use this. This is the first time I've actually put these homemade cage nuts on the car, I think. Right, so I've got that like that. So now I'm going to finish off with this. But I haven't got an Allen key. A very good Boy Scout. Right, so the idea is that I just squash it down with this. Feels good. Well, I don't want to go any more than that. Let's have a look. A bit crooked. Oh, that's good. I like that. So yeah, this one's protruding and this one's protruding the same. So they're both the same, even though that's crooked, it doesn't matter. Now, I always thought that this allows for movement. Oh, it does. Whereas this one, I don't know if you can get the egg. This one doesn't move for some reason. This is a bit high. I don't know if that is rust that's causing that like that. No, I won't try to move it because it obviously was on a car at one point, so it should be correct. And this one, this is what I want because that allows you to move it up and down, side to side. This one doesn't, does it? Although the hole where the bolt goes through is much bigger, which allows movement as well. So that's it. So the strengthening rib on these front wings have two holes, one at the top and one at the bottom. So this is the one at the bottom, and before I removed the strengthening rib that's all rusty there, I recorded the dimensions of where it is in case I needed to replace that hole, but I haven't actually replaced that hole because I don't know what it's for. It may be a tooling hole when they assemble the ribbing and the outer skin. The other dimensions here is the remnants of the bottom of that ribbing, and I'm just recorded it's 50mm from the edge, and also the other measurement is the actual width of the bottom of the wing there, because I intend to cut the whole bottom section off. So this is where I was going to cut the rust out, but then I thought, oh, it's much easier just to make a straight edge, so I cut the whole lot out. Whee. Dun dun. So this is where I changed the method of doing it, because on the first wing I did, I left the original edge and then I put a patch right up to the edge. So when I welded the patch on, I got so much shrinkage along that edge, it distorted the wing further in. So this time I've replaced the whole edge, and this is one piece of metal, and I've cut V's around that radius and then knocked it over and then filled in the V's with little triangle patches and ground it all down. And as you can see, you know, it's not a bad job. I was quite pleased with the outcome of that. So I decided to tack that patch on and then make the ribbing and keep on trying it on the car to make sure it all lined up before I went ahead and welded the patch and the ribbing. Right, finally made that piece. Many hours of welding around here and then grinding back so it looks presentable. There's a nice gap there, that's nice and level. This is pushed right up to the back here, and I might just put a little radius on there because I don't like that sharp edge. So I went ahead and welded that patch in, but then before I welded the ribbing in, I gave it 2 coats of epoxy primer, left it overnight, came back in the morning, and then I welded it where it joined the original, and then I put one small weld at the bottom to hold it in there, and then got a hammer and dolly and closed the gap, and it clamped it all the way along. So the top was really the same as the bottom. I cut it all out, and I made the patch and used the rollers to make the curve, and then I hammered over the edge for the patch, put the little V's in, kept trying it on the car, and then I finally welded it all in. So all that was left to do was to go round and weld up some little patches that were here and there. surprising how many I found in the end. I haven't got pictures of all of them, but because I wasn't going to make a video out of this. And then the last thing I did was to get the epoxy primer out again and then paint every place where there's 2 layers of steel and make sure I got all the epoxy primer as far into those 2 layers as I could. Well, that's the end of the video. It turned out okay in the end, because I didn't intend to actually make a video about that. Now, the paint I used was a Mipa epoxy primer, and the reason I use this is because it won't let moisture through the paint onto the steel, but if you use etch primer, that will let the moisture through. So with this you can leave it indefinitely, so they say, and the steel underneath won't get any moisture, so that's a good advantage with that. So have a look in the description. I will put a link to this paint. I don't know what I can't remember the company I got it from, but I will find it and put a link to that in the description below. So my next video is this, the front panel. I've already started this panel, done a little bit of welding on it, taken a few clips, but then I discovered when I was looking at where the side lights go here, I then realised there was no way of attaching the side lights. And then I realised, oh, I've got to go back to the wings. So I will go back to the wings, and I'll have to put some little plates on for the side lights. So the next video may be that, and it may be I start the bonnet as well. I don't know yet. So thank you for watching, and hope to see you next time. This is the front right ring. This is the first time I've tried it. And I'm going to take another clip.